The football season's upon us again. So, what better way to go in the mood than revisiting the best football film ever made, Escape to Victory? Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're probably thinking, oh, hang on, it's a war film, Escape to Victory, isn't it? But not really. They've got this preamble bit, a bit where they set it at a prisoner of war camp, but it's mainly all about the match. Because basically, the gist of the film is you've got the Germans challenge the Allied prisoners of war to a football match, which they end up turning into some sort of propaganda event. And the film's got loads of real life football stars acting as prisoners of war. So you got Pele, you got Bobby Moore, and you got half the Ipswich Town squad, and you got Ozzy Ardiles, who of course he were famous for being the first Australian to win an FA Cup final. Incidentally, the second Australian to win an FA Cup final, he was a bloke called Craig Johnston. And when he retired, Craig Johnston designed the Predator boot, which was this really innovative, groundbreaking boot which put more swerves on your shot or something. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, right, how come you remember a name of a football boot from 20 odd years ago? Well, it's because my lad Dean at the time, he was a teenager, and he kept banging on and on about these bloody Predators, saying, oh, Dad, get us some Predators, will you? Oh, Dad, I need some Predators. Oh, Dad, please get us some Predators. And I said, no, you're not getting any f***ing Predators, because it cost a f***ing fortune. And I was vindicated in my decision not to get him any Predators, because his mate, Ashley, he had some Predators. He had a dad who bought him everything. He spoiled him rotten. And he had some Predators, and he were crap. So it just goes to show that the boots do not maketh the player. So instead, I think I bought Dean some Patricks or something like that, and he was fucking livid with me. Now, it's not just footballers in it. You've got some proper heavyweight actors in it. You've got Michael Caine, Oscar winner, who's the captain of the Allied team. And you've got Max von Sydow, who's Oscar nominee, who's the prisoner of war camp captain, the German. And they've got mutual respect for each other, despite the fact they're on opposing sides.
Yes, West Ham United and England. That's right. It's a shame the war has ended your career. Interrupted.
Interrupted? He's pushing 50. Yeah, I mean, I love Michael Caine. I think he's a brilliant actor, but he ain't really a plausible footballer. I mean, look at me, a footballer, he'd use touch of his foot here to control the ball. Michael Caine can't even catch it. And he can't even bloody run. I mean, look at him here. You can tell he's not an athletic bloke, Michael Caine. He's probably spent all his time in the 50s and 60s, instead of playing football, probably just pulling birds. Can't fault him, really. Anyway, perhaps the biggest star is Sly Stallone. And the producers presumably have got Stallone in to be a token yank to try and appeal to the American audiences. But despite the fact that he's crap at football and an obnoxious dick, they find some convoluted reason to get him on the team. Anyway, Michael Caine, he's in charge of the team and he sets the tactics. But Pele, he has something to say about it.
Give me this. Cool. After giving me ball, here I do these, go.
Looks very much like he's inadvertently drawn a penis there. So it comes to the game, and just to reinforce the baddies, they're there doing Nazi salutes during the anthems, and important to distinguish though, Max von Sydow, he's not doing a Nazi salute, he's doing just a regular salute, because he's not a Nazi, he's just German, he's a good bloke, so it's important to distinguish that. And then the game kicks off, and if it wasn't bad enough in being Nazis, they're cropping them up all over the place and all, loads of fouling, and before you know it, they've injured Pele, the best player, and he has to go off. And in the blink of an eye, the Allies, they're 4-0 down. And just when you think the Allies are just absolutely stuffed, they managed to grab a goal just before half-time, give them a glimmer of hope. Now, half-time's when it starts to really crank up a notch, and it starts to get really emotional. And my wife Denise, she takes the piss out of me. And every time I watch Escape to Victory, she goes, "Oh, you're going to cry again at the end," which is ridiculous. You know, I don't cry at the end of it. It's ridiculous. But it is emotional because they have a chance to escape because Stallone's organised some escape for them. But they don't take it. They decide to go back and play the game. And this is where Michael Caine, this is where he really shows his class, because he's working with these footballers here who don't really know what they're doing on the acting front. So Caine, he pulls out some of the Oscar level shit to really crank up the emotion.
Let's move, we only got a few minutes.
Yes, but we can win this.
Although Pele delivers the killer line that makes him go back and play the game.
Hart, if we run now, we lose more than a game. Please, Hart.
Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail about the second half because I don't want to spoil it for you. You're just going to have to watch it yourselves, but it's great. But some of the quality of football that the Allies play is just superb. And Max von Sydow, he can't help but admire it. You know, even though he's on an opposing side, he's watching it, just enjoying the beautiful game played at its best. And there's this moment when Pele says, "Right, I'm going to come off the bench and play," even though he's injured. And it does some brilliant skill. And this bicycle kick, which Max von Sydow, he's watching it thinking, that's amazing. And spontaneously just stands up and applauds. He doesn't care what these other Nazis think. He's just admiring the skill. Now, Stallone's obviously got it written into his contract that he's got to do something heroic at the end of the game. And you can see here he's about to save a penalty from the German captain. And look, he's outstared him there, hasn't he? The Germans blinked first. And needless to say, he saves the penalty. Lucky error there, though, he kicks the ball away, and it's not dead. So the Jerrys could have just slotted that in there. But anyway, the crowd, they've had enough by that point, and they just invade the pitch because they're delighted with the result. I think it's important to notice as well that they've not really gone for historical accuracy in the costumes that the crowd have worn, because there's a lot of 70s tracksuits and sideburns and things like that. But don't let that spoil the moment. Any road, next time it's on telly, you've got to watch it. Escape to Victory, best football film ever made. Go on, lad. Oh, it's just amazing, isn't it? Oh, yes, get in. Yeah, yes, yeah, f*** the wall. They're doing it. They're doing it. They're escaping. Go on, Pele. Oh. Gets me every time. If you've got any requests for reviews, then drop me a line on Twitter or Facebook, and I'll try and review it. I can't promise I'll do it, but I'll do my best. Okie doke.